Happy Sunday. I know it's the end of the night, though, because it's like 10:37 p.m. here, Eastern Standard Time, and I'm just now getting done with the gospel radio show, so I decided to come on and talk to y'all a little bit, and y'all already know what I'm about to talk about, because it is still hard for me to believe that my ex has passed, and don't really know why I kind of do know why it hurts so bad, and it's a matter of just trying to get through, Anyways, I've been listening to some psychology stuff, because y'all know I'll go to the Bible and I go read up on my psychology to make sure that I'm keeping my mental posture right, and I'm working on the eating thing. I'm going to set my clock so I can eat every 2 to 3 hours if it ain't nothing but something small, because my eating it's been left the building. Me trying to eat ever since I found out, it's like I've been eating one time a day, and that's a small amount. Like yesterday, for example, I ordered a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit combo from McDonald's, and I got 2 sausage and egg burritos for later on. What I ended up doing was eating only half of the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit combo and half of the sausage, egg, and burrito. And I did not eat again. That was early that morning at 9 something. I did not eat again until it was almost 11 o'clock at night. So I'm trying to get better at this thing. Plus, I'm still on the shot, so it's going here and there. Now, so what did I learn today? Today, I learned that even in death and grief, because I know I'm not the only one that's grieving over somebody or, relationships that happen. My relationship with Rollo was better than the relationship was with the Hispanic guy I was dating. But it still had its shares of good and bad, ups and downs, and I had no choice. It was either I was gonna be so sick that I couldn't live my life, trying to keep up with him. I couldn't keep up with him. He was an older man, but I still couldn't keep up with him. And it just got to the point where I had to choose me. And that's what I want to talk about now, is choosing me. And it hurts because somebody who's loving and caring, we want to make sure that our partners are okay. We want to keep our eyes on them. We want to, give them their space, but we never wish bad on them. If you're a good woman, you never wish bad on your partner, no matter how bad they have done you. And when I left with the intentions of, I hope he gets it together. I hope he finds what he's looking for out there so that he don't have to keep running and running. And frankly, I don't think it was a woman. I don't think a woman could have stopped it, because if a woman could, they would have stopped. It wasn't a woman he was looking after. I mean, he may have been with women outside of me, which I know he was, but that wouldn't stop him. He had deep-seated rooted issues that was just, they were unseen, but through his actions, that's how I could tell that, it was deeper than what I could do for him. And I chose me because I had chose him the rest of the years. The rest of the years we were together, I put him first on everything that I did almost, except for getting my kids out of school and taking care of my kids. Other than that, drinking some water, y'all. Other than that, I put this man's agenda ahead of my own agenda, because, ladies, if you don't have a goal or a dream or a purpose attached to you, when you out here dating, you're going to settle for anybody who wants you. And at the time, I didn't have no dreams or purpose for anything. When me and him was dating, all I wanted to do was get out of the other relationship, and I wanted to party. Partying was the center of my world. That's all I knew. That's all partying and working. That's all I knew. I seen my parents do it, my aunts, my uncles, that's what they did. And that's what I tried to do, was just party and work, keep a little change in your pocket, get your little necessities, eat here and there. But when you're in a relationship and this guy, he wants to do the same thing that you want to do, and he was older than me, and you would think an older man would. He did teach me a lot. Now, he taught me a lot, because he'd be like, why you ain't clean up? Or, at 20-some years old, who's thinking about cleaning up? I'm thinking about partying. Didn't you hear me what I said? I'm thinking about partying. I want to get high, too. That became, the front of everything. So if you're out here dating and you don't have a purpose, you don't know your purpose, you don't know your passion yet, slow down. It's not worth jumping into a relationship with somebody you don't really know how they are, and then you lose out on years. My 20s, my 30s. You think about, that's almost 20 years of my life that I put out there that was, it was a mixture of ups and downs, but you know what? Everything we went through was preventable. And that's what's hurting me right now. His death was preventable. Our addictions were preventable. How we treated each other was preventable. And that just, it's just so hurting me. I feel it in my chest. It just hurts. All I ever wanted was a man to love me for me. And for once, I found, he was the one that, he found me. For once, it was a guy who was not ashamed of my weight. He was happy with my size. And I think that's the only thing that I really based that on, was my weight, that finally somebody wanted me, and knowing that I was a big woman. Do you know how insecure big girls really are? Now, a lot of them aren't going to admit it. Not this day and age, they're not going to admit it, because we got too many big girl things going on, too many big girl trends. But truth and reality is, with my big girl self, because I was around about 400 pounds when he met me. I was still like I am now, chunky thing, beautiful, witty, like happy, and I didn't want to admit that I had insecurities. And why did I have these insecurities? I had the insecurities because people my own age didn't want to date me. And if they did, they wanted to only be seen at night. And that was at the hotel. They didn't want to be seen in public with me. They didn't want a relationship with me. And I wasn't about that life either. I wanted to party, but I didn't want to be tossed from person to person. So I wasn't about that life either. And finally, this man comes along and he wants all of me. He wants the kids. He wants me. He don't care what size I am. He didn't even care my house was junky. He wanted me. And that's what I was looking at. And I never looked at who he was. I just was selfish in thinking about, this man want me. He just wants me. Not realizing that he's way older than I am. So he's got more experience at life than I do. And if he's going to be a con man, he's going to con me good, because I'm already operating off of low self-esteem. Big and pretty, but no low self-esteem. Had no idea who I was. That's why I teach Kiva classes. Them Kiva classes that I be doing on that podcast, that's why I be pouring my heart out for women and men, because when we don't know who we are, we settle for anybody. I didn't know how to leave that man sooner than later. The same way I got stuck in the other relationship. Because my parents really did not teach me that hand of things. I never went through that. They wasn't there to teach me that part of how you get out of these bad, toxic relationships. So I stayed on in there, and then I didn't want to look like a fool, because I'm in it for the long haul. If I go out all the way, when I get with somebody, I'm in it for the long haul. I don't want to just be there for 6 months and then I'm gone. If I like you, I want to be there for you the whole time. And that was my downfall, was I didn't know when to leave or how to leave. And I ended up falling for Mr. Wilson. I fell for him, and we ended up staying, together as long as we did, 17 years. That's almost 20 years. Like I said, that's a lot of time invested with each other. And the whole time was a lot of fussing and fighting up until when I quit doing drugs. That's when some of that kind of eased down. It eased down a little bit, but then came the cheating and things. And getting back on grief, though, what I want to say, if you're in similar situations to what I was in, me and him have been broke up 10 years because I chose me finally. Finally, I had chose me. I couldn't deal with it no more. And I didn't want to go, and I keep saying that because that's the truth. I didn't want to leave him. I didn't want to break up. I wanted us to try to work things out. But in the end, love did win. And I was thinking about that today. Love does conquer all. And for us, love did win in the end. We wanted each other. We loved each other. But we didn't know how to treat each other. So in the end, because my love started shining real bright to let him go and just be himself, then his love shined back by staying away and being himself. And you may not see it like that, but that's how we were able to keep the peace. He didn't want to hurt me, and I didn't want to hurt him. So that's how we kept that peace there. It's by he went on and did what he wanted to do, and I pursued on to other things and did what I wanted to do. So in this grief thing, I'm going to have to tell myself every day, and I might have to even make me some sticky notes, put them on the fridge, put them wherever I be at. And the big thing for me right now is that I'm learning is to choose me again. Now, even in his death, now I'm a new person. This is a new me. I've never lived my life without him. And every year he called, wish me happy birthday, every August. Holidays, he's calling. He still was in touch with me. But this right here, this birthday is going to be without him. I've never lived a day without him until he passed. This birthday will be different, which means I've got to grow up in this. I've got to grow myself. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I got to grow and choose me again. He done got me again. I got to grow and choose me again. And that's how it is. Grief doesn't come to take life from us. It comes to wake us up and tell us, don't you know there's life waiting for you? Now you need to go on and live and become someone different. That's what grief tells us. Become someone different. Don't be the same person you was when that person was living. Now that you've been pricked and it hurts and you're in pain and you got this emotional thing going on, and it's kind of like when they say your new normal. You've got to learn to do something else. And I've got to do something else. I know what I want to do. I want to do more of the psychology stuff because I just know if it had not been for that and the Bible, that mostly the Bible, that I would not be the strong woman that I am right now. And that's just every time I get knocked down, all I know is to get back up. That's all I know. And how to get back up. Look, I'll get back up if I gotta crawl. That's all I know. So this grief for me going on with my life without him, I got to grow up in it and know that he's not there. And I was saying yesterday, I haven't released that podcast yet. I don't know if I will release it, but I was saying that I didn't realize he was getting old. That hurt me a lot. It hurt me because I You think about it, I'm in my 40s, so while I'm in my early 40s, he's rounding up there, hitting the 60s, getting 50 and 60. And he told me, he said, I'm an old man now. I'm an old man. And I looked at him and I was like, nah, you ain't old. And somewhere in my mind, because of so much trauma that had went on between me and him, somewhere in my mind, he's still like in his 40s in my mind. That's how bad some of the situations were in our relationship. At some point, I was stopping time in my mind to preserve my brain and my heart. And when they say Wilson's dead, I think 47. Is that possibly the year he was dead to me? Or, I think 47, not 64. And I don't know why I do that, but that's, when I saw him for the first time in a while, I was expecting him to still look like the guy who left from here, and he didn't. When I saw him up close, he was totally different. I knew it was him because I know his cheekbones. I love his cheekbones. And I know his skin. I always loved how his skin was. His skin was like this reddish brown, and I always just mess with it. I mess with his face a lot. He let me mess with his face a lot. He let me mess with his goatee a lot, and he just let me do what I want to do. And I always thought he had beautiful skin. Now, his hair wasn't always good, because I remember one year he was trying to wear braids, and that hair was nappy. And he was looking at me talking about, go ahead, comb it. I can't comb that stuff. It was nappy. But I stopped right there at 47, and I'm trying to think, is that probably the year that we started splitting up? Because I got hurt real bad in the relationship. I ain't even gonna lie. I got hurt so bad. I tell this story often as my testimony so that others know, no matter what a person do to you, don't ruin your future. Don't ruin your future. You just let God have them. I started down that road when I found out he was with that woman and things. And I wanted to hurt everybody. I mean, when I say everybody, him and whoever he was with, I was just so distraught over it. I'm like, he's doing this again and again. And I get at this trash dump and I hear a small, still voice say, turn around, go home and go to sleep. And I know y'all heard me tell this story before, and I came home and went to sleep. I didn't want to come home. I wanted to go do what I wanted to do. I wanted to prove myself. I wanted to prove to people that I wasn't stupid, that I knew how to fight and all this stuff. Y'all, it's not worth it. Go home. Go to sleep. Let God handle it. I missed out on the last 10 years of his life. And if you know anything about narcissism and empaths, once we go supernova, we don't come back from that. Mentally, we gone. We blown. We blown. Mentally, we don't come back from it. The next time I see you, it's like a cut tie. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, except for once a person goes supernova, they lose it. They don't come back mentally the same. I didn't come back. Once I found out what he did, I didn't come back mentally the same. So this time when I said I was done, I was done. And I cut off all contact. And it would be a while before I would even let him start saying hey to me, because it hurt so bad. And then I think, this older man dragging me through all this. I'm a young woman. Why am I out here with him, letting him do me like this? Because a part of me did love him. When I went supernova and I had to get up out of there, I still loved him. But because I started learning what love was, I couldn't I wasn't finna retaliate, none of that. Once I got on God's side, that was it. It was more like, okay, gotta accept, what he's doing and move on. And that's how it is right now. I gotta accept that he gone, that I won't be able to talk, at least say, get the hey and thank you. Like, yeah. So I'm accepting it each day. It's still early. I don't plan on being like this because, like I said, grief is usually a sign that somewhere in our life we need to grow up. The pain is to push us to grow, not decrease in who we are. And that's why I'm going to work with myself on this eating thing. Now, I did get some saltine crackers, but unfortunately, I couldn't even eat them. They were so stale. When I tell you these crackers are so old, I could not eat those crackers. They got a nasty taste in them and just not worth it. Just not worth it. I feel like I was set up to on those crackers because they were supposed to be brand new, so somebody had to dig way to the back to get old crackers out that taste this bad. But I ain't gonna worry about it though. I'm learning to grow through all my troubles and trials. I'm growing through it. I'm finna cut people off that I ain't never cut off before. It's not that you get tired of things, but when you feel yourself reaching a certain point, and it's just like when I reached that certain point with Rotlo. When I reached that point and I felt myself going to get in trouble, and I hear the Lord say, turn around, go home and go to sleep. That's how this is. The things that I've been seeing certain family members do to me, I'm finna cut off. I'm finna get my trespassing signs up and things. I don't care. This grass can grow over my head. I'm not dealing with people who want to make me seem crazy or keep doing things to me on purpose. I'm tired of seeing family members on my camera. And it's not even the camera they think. But hey, it's just to the point now where I gotta choose me. And that's what all of this means is I got to choose me for once. I have put my kids first. I have put my grandchildren first. I have put family members first. I put him first. It's time for me. I put my dad's first, my mom's. It's time for me to put me first. I'm not getting any younger. I have chest pain just like the next person. I have put other people's relationships ahead of my own. It's time for Jamie to have something of her own. It's time for me to have the life that I have grown into. And that is a life of maturity, grace, dignity, assertiveness. I'm not finna play around with people who want to play with me. I'm not going to help you to hurt me. And that's how I looked at that with the relationship me and him was in. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Just, no, we cutting this off. And I left it like it was. Now, I felt bad when he died because he was a part of my heart for all those years. And you just can't cut people. Well, some people can, but not me. I can't do that. You might can cut a person off and go on and never speak to them again in your life. I cut a person off, and depending on why I cut them off, I may have a soft spot for them. I had a soft spot for him because I knew that addiction on that brain was eating him up. It was running him wild. It had him. It had him. It used to be a time I could talk to him and he say, baby, you right. You right. You told me right about that. I'm glad I didn't go do that. But it got to a place I couldn't even talk to him. He wouldn't even, and if he talked to me, it'd be a bunch of yelling and then he gone. He was running so hard when he would come here. He sit 10 minutes and he had to get up out of here. He couldn't take it. Whatever that money was burning his pocket, the demons were cutting up on his mind, and drugs is a hell of a demon. Say what you want to say, but them things is hard to get off of. Some of you got some family members right now that's on it. I know I do. I got some family members on it. It's hard for them. And it's harder now than ever because they putting so much stuff in it that is highly addictive, and you don't know all the different chemicals that are going into it. I hate it had to be like this. I really do. If I could have changed things, if I could have changed things, I don't think I would mess with nothing. I think I'd leave everything the same way it is because this is how God wanted it. And he allows us all to choose our path. And that was the path that my ex had chose. He didn't choose me. He chose that path. And part of that is what hurt me back when we did break up, was that he didn't choose me. And I thought after all the years we had been together that he would have chose me, but he didn't. He chose that path that got him where he at. And it's not about me all by myself because there are other people involved, but excuse me, but this grief thing is real, and I'm just trying to get better. I'm trying to get where I can move forward, where I can become the new person that this thing is supposed to make me. It's supposed to make me somebody different, and that's the person I'm striving to be, who God wants me to be. But I couldn't help him, and that hurts me because, you know, those of us who are compassionate and we see what a person going through and we try to help them, try to be there for them, and we usually get beat up the worst just because we are there showing them love or trying to, you know, be that, might as well say, caregiver, caretaker, because once you get so far strung out on those drugs like that, you need somebody to help take care of you. In his case, he got where he was disabled, couldn't do nothing for himself. And his final stages of the addiction, he ended up in a wheelchair and couldn't even walk and couldn't swallow. So that, I can't imagine what he went through and how he had to just take it. And sometimes that's what God will allow. God would let a person get down to their last. And then that's when they would let him in, you know. Because he do let us make our own choices. And I mean, that's for any addiction. Don't think it's just for drugs. Because even like me with a food addiction, you know, eating myself till I can't, you know, that's just as bad. So that's why I don't judge where he was at, okay? I don't judge where he was at in his life. I just wish that we could have got something right. I don't know. That's what I always wanted, was to have something right, you know. He laid all these hopes and dreams on me and promises, and I got left with nothing. Except for a suffering ring that I don't even know what that ring is at, and I'm okay. I'm okay with that. But it's all right. When I say I got nothing, I mean, you know, I didn't get the man. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't get, at the end of it all, I didn't get the man, and even though I left him, he didn't change. He got worse. And I wouldn't know how to advise anybody that's in a relationship like that, except for if you're going to be in it with them and they start running hard, the harder they run, the harder you better pray. And you better set boundaries, because that lifestyle, it will hurt you mentally and physically and financially. And, excuse me, y'all. It will hurt you all kind of ways. And when it comes down to it, be prepared. They're not going to choose you. They're not going to choose you. We've got to find a way to help those that are like that, because they're not going to choose us. Once that drug has them You can't get up and say, well, if you love me, you'll stop doing this, you'll stop doing. No, you got to realize you are talking to a demon. A demon within them. You don't have the real them. That's the false self that the demon is displaying. So don't go up to them. That's the worst thing you can do, is go up to them and tell them to make a choice. I think. But for some people it worked. I don't know. In my case, that didn't work. And I don't think I ever said that, though. No, I didn't ever say that. But I don't think it would have worked because he didn't choose me no way. He chose the streets. And the streets ate him up. Let me tell you, your people out there in the streets, it don't take long for them streets to eat them up. Oh, gosh. And the thing about it, as he aged and got older, to me, I thought he looked it better. Not with the weight loss and things, but I liked the older age. I didn't get to meet that older. I mean, I met that older man one time, but I didn't really get to meet the older side of Rollo because I stayed away those years. But I heard he was something. So maybe it was a good thing I didn't get to meet him. I couldn't see myself fighting with him now, and he's up in his 60s. Oh, no. He got a lot further than my daddy did, though. I couldn't see that. Me and him fighting in his 60s. Oh, Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Just letting y'all know that if you're going through grief, remember, we can always, have our memories of the people, but please don't lose yourself into the grief process. It don't get easier with time. It don't. I still miss my dad just like it was yesterday. I still miss him like it was yesterday. It's always going to be a freshness in your heart for those you love and you care about and they leave you. But we have to remember that we have to let the dead bury the dead, and we have to get with the living, because they sleeping. They sleeping. They'll get woke when it's time, but right now we got to let them handle each other wherever they at. And we got to stick on the living side, which means we got to let what has happened grow us up, grow us some more. I don't know which direction we're supposed to be growing in this thing, but if we keep moving forward, we're going to understand it. Maybe not so much why they had to die, but we'll understand our part in it. Why we had to grow up. There's a purpose out there for the reason why we being pushed to grow up. Because I don't think I could have really took seeing him in the hospital like that if that was his last moments. And in a way, I respect him for not, telling them to tell me to come down, because it would have been still on my mind, and it probably would have been harder for me, because when you got love for a person, it just, I don't know. I felt like I didn't have enough time to process, and everything happened so fast. And next thing you know, he's gone. The funerals then came, and everything just happened so fast. With me saying that, keep in mind that time goes by fast. So while you grieving, don't be losing out on your time in life. In the time you had to live, because that's it. That's all you got. You don't get no redos. We can't have no redo. I hope the next man that's in my life, I hope he's all that and some that God will have him to be, because I just, there go that word because again. I don't know what's up with that word. I don't know why I've been using it a lot lately. The next man in my life, I'm not going to even put on what I want him to look like and all that junk. That kind of feels, I know what kind of man I want, But I'm going to just say, Lord, you pick them out because I can't pick them. I just let God pick them out. And hopefully it will work out for longevity. Because right now, a sister ain't getting any younger. I'm about to be 49 years old next Sunday. Yeah, next Sunday, August 24th, I'm going to be 49 years old. And let me see something. Y'all. I want to see something. Oh, okay. I'm going to be 49. And I would like to go out on I don't know what dates consist of nowadays. I don't want to go out on a date where you're just eating and things. I do want to eat, but I don't know. I want to do something different. I got to take myself out for my birthday. And that's all right. Oh, speaking of birthdays, I just recently started celebrating my birthday when I was 40. I want to say 44 years old. At 44 was the first time I celebrated my birthday. Wait a minute, was it 44? Maybe it was 40. I'm thinking it was 40. My 40th birthday, no it wasn't. It was my 43rd birthday. That's when it was. My 43rd birthday, I remember it clear as day now, was the first birthday that I celebrated where Rollo did not turn it out. And it was the first time I had a birthday that was actually a celebration. And I took myself out and had it. My other birthdays, he found a way to ruin them because anytime it came up a holiday or something, he celebrate. But if you didn't celebrate the way he celebrate, he was going to turn that out. You can hang that up. Don't matter who around either. It could be a preacher around and he's still cutting up. So I have been really enjoying my birthdays these last few years. He'll call and that's it. But far as having a party or something and inviting him, I never did that because every time I tried to do something, he just made it all about him. So my upper 40s was the first time I was able to celebrate. My lower 40s was the first time I was able to celebrate and have a good birthday. And I'm going to have a good birthday this time. I just don't know what I want to do. That's my thing. I need to get from in this stuck position of just staying at home. Now that the man is gone on, now I need to get up and start living. Because I think that I kind of did stop. I did stop going places and things. Because it's not as fun whenever, I stopped going places. I stopped doing things. And I just made this home my comfy zone. And I need to get up out of here. It's not healthy for me now. Because everything I look at, he's got his hands in some of everything here. Yep. Okay, y'all. Peace, love, and happiness. Y'all have a great one. Happy week. Happy new week. Be refreshed and be blessed.